Hi, my name is Jennifer Nestor, and I'm going to read to you my children's book, Jane Escapes to the Jungle of Individuality. Jane saw the brightness of the sun peek through her bedroom window and a tall woman with red hair, freckles, and a wide smile standing in the doorway. Her mom shouted with excitement, "It's time to get up, Buttercup." Jane always laughed off this nickname while getting ready to eat breakfast and leave for school. Hearing music playing in the kitchen, she got sidetracked, dancing to the sounds of the day's pop hits, but quickly grabbed her big red glasses and brushed the tangles out of her curly brown hair. Grabbing a clean powder blue shirt and plaid skirt out of her closet, she got dressed. Jane was naturally shy, but in a way that made her highly curious. She wanted to explore the world and ask lots of questions. Some might call her gifted, but Jane was humble and kept to herself on most days. "Mom, do I have to go to school today?" she asked. "Sometimes it seems like I don't fit in and it makes me sad." Jane's mom sighed and paused before responding, making sure she chose every word carefully. "Honey, I know it can be hard sometimes, but you're strong. And what makes you different makes you beautiful. It's called individuality. Don't ever let anyone make you feel less than that," she said. Jane looked at her mom and gave her a big hug. "Thanks, Mom," she said. Getting on the school bus, Jane struggled to find a seat. Eric, a kid in her class, took the last open seat in front of her and laughed in her face. "You snooze, you lose," he said. Jane sighed and went to sit back up front near the bus driver. Sitting down, she closed her eyes and started daydreaming. It wasn't long before Jane found herself deep within a jungle. Vibrant green trees and tangled vegetation surrounded her, and she could feel the crisp air as a beam of sunlight made its way through the leaves. A multicolored rainbow decorated the sky. She stared in awe. The birds were chirping loudly and animals of all shapes and sizes were everywhere. 3 big animals emerged from behind the trees and slowly walked up to Jane. They seemed interested in her, but she hesitated and took a step back. "Hi, I'm Tim the tiger. These are my friends, Avery the ape and Claire the cheetah." Jane stared at Tim, who looked like a regular male tiger, but had a mohawk on his head. Avery the ape was a chocolate-colored furry ape with white spots. Claire the cheetah had long eyelashes and wore a bandana on her head. "Hi, I'm Jane," she replied. Small twigs on the ground crunched beneath her feet as she took a step toward the intriguing animals, who no longer seemed threatening. Tim continued to talk to Jane and told her that they were going to take her on an adventure through the jungle of individuality. "What's individuality?" Jane asked. Tim got closer and grinned at Jane. "I can easily explain individuality. Tigers normally don't have mohawks," he pointed to his head. "This is something I was given that makes me special. Same thing with Avery and Claire. They both have unique features that make them stand out. Just like you, Jane. Come with us, we'll show you around," he told her. Jane followed Tim, Avery, and Claire farther into the jungle. She climbed on Claire's back and they ran through the trees. Along the way, she met so many other animals with special features and started to wonder if maybe her unique quirks really weren't so bad after all. As they leapt through the brush and headed toward a glistening waterfall, Claire stopped for a minute. Jane could hear droplets of light rain falling on the ground as Claire slowly turned to face her. "Jane, this is the waterfall of strength. It's where all animals in the jungle of individuality swim. Legend says doing so helps to calm worries and gives confidence to those who can't see their own strengths when everyday life gets tough. Life is certainly hard sometimes, even for strong animals like us. Avery chimed in. Claire is right, Jane. One might assume it's not easy being a large ape with spots, and at one time it was true. I've learned to love them, however, and Tim feels the same way about his mohawk. It's true, Tim said. Why don't you take a swim in the waterfall of strength? It will help calm your mind and shift your mentality. Sometimes people distracted by their own problems can act grumpy toward us. But always remember, this is not about you, it's about them. Jane slowly walked toward the waterfall and smiled at her new friends. After feeling unsure about taking the leap, she took a big breath and counted to 3 before diving into the water. 1, 2, 3. Suddenly, Jane woke up from her daydream and opened her eyes. As the bus arrived at school, she felt confident and strong, just like her pals in the jungle. Sitting down at her favorite desk in front of her English class, Jane quickly adjusted her glasses and was once again eager and excited to learn something new. She climbed back onto the bus at the end of the school day, selected her own seat, and smiled at Eric, the kid who made fun of her earlier. Her mom, waiting for her with open arms at the front door, gave her a big squeeze. Hi, Jane. How was your day? She asked. Jane grinned. Mom, you were right this morning. My individuality makes me strong. Jane's mom paused, surprised by her daughter's wise words. She beamed. I am so proud of you, Buttercup. The end.